Guys. I think everyone needs to learn from my mistake.
Rich people and not rich people think way differently about like buying things.
So let's go through my designer purchases that I regret. Here are some things that I regret buying in 2025 because I refuse to come on this app and pretend that I don't make very stupid, impulsive purchases.
What is a luxury item that you feel bad about buying, but you buy anyway?
These are some things I regret buying. I fell into the Temu craze. Everyone was talking about it, so I went on there.
Some people buy things they regret. We are constantly being pushed to buy things we don't actually need. But the people in this video, they made purchases so insane, they wish they could go back and stop themselves. Let's get into it.
No one wants to make this video less than me, so let's go through my designer purchases that I regret, part 3. Because some of these, I just don't know what I was thinking. We gotta start with the worst, which is this nylon re-edition Prada bag. When I graduated and moved to the city, every single girl had this bag, and I needed this bag. I think that this is hands down the chuggiest bag I've ever seen. I'm sorry if you like it. It's not the worst on its own, but this damn strap with this pouch, 4 years since I wore this. She's just simply rotting away. Like all the rest of the other stupid things I bought. The next one I'm giving as actually more of a warning because I love this brand, but this slip dress really surprised me. This is the classic Sarita Lejeune slip dress. It is the thinnest material in the entire world. Honestly, it feels so cheap. I have so many other great slip dresses that were half the price. I think this was like $600. It's so thin and you can't even wear like petals under it because you can see the outline. You can also see like every inch of like any extra something you've got on yourself. If you want to feel body shamed, you should buy this. Okay, let me be clear. I don't regret this purchase at all. It's one of my actually best purchases, but I have qualms with it. This is a raincoat from Prada. You know, I love good raincoat. The inside sheds everywhere, and it's this white little fleck. So like if you're wearing a dark pair of pants, for example, you have white flecks all over you. Everywhere. It goes everywhere on you. If anyone has any ideas of how to fix this, let me know. But like, I don't know if this is a regret or not because this is expensive. It shouldn't be flaking.
And that's the thing. If you are buying items from luxury brands that cost over $1,000 or close to it, that item should be of great quality. I agree with the Prada bag. Overpriced, poor quality. I stopped buying all Prada because of the poor quality.
The first one might be a little controversial because, of course, I think everyone has different experiences, but I got a lymphatic drainage massage. Here are the before and after photos of my lymphatic drainage massage, and I understand that you're not supposed to like lose weight or anything, but I thought I would see a little bit of a difference or feel a little bit of a difference in my digestive. For $200, I didn't even feel relaxed. I didn't feel any sort of positive way, so I will not be doing those again. This is consumerism final boss. The Array Tone Gummies. Yeah, I paid $60 for creatine. This is basically what it is. They're gummies. They do not taste good. They're very chalky. I would rather just take creatine like as a dry scoop or in like some type of smoothie or water or something. Their marketing really hit it out of the park. They just basically posted a bunch of models with abs and they were like, creatine, that's what you're missing. And I was like, yeah, it is. The next is this CSB workout tank top. Why the hell did I buy purple? Do not buy colored workout sets in colors that you don't wear in your everyday. But again, it's a great tank top. I love the way it fits.
Going straight to the comments. Okay, I have been wanting to try a lymphatic drainage massage so badly, but this immediately made me not wanna get it. Also, $200. And the creator replied, I feel like you are better off with a sauna session. Thank you for saving me because those ads were about to get me. OMG, thank you for de-influencing me on those gummies. Totally, almost fell for those gummies because creatine is really good for you. I ended up just getting the capsules, which are a third of the price, if not even cheaper. And of course the most traditional way is just to buy creatine powder. And it's also the cheapest.
We just went through our kitchen and did an entire clean out. We're moving to New York and like 1, we're downsizing, but 2, we had so much shit and it feels so good to declutter. Starting with the Ninja Creamy. I was so excited to try this. I wanted protein ice cream, dairy-free ice cream. There was a lot of learning curves with it, but 99% of the time, if I want ice cream, I'm just gonna eat the fucking ice cream. I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy it. And this takes up so much space. I don't know why, but it's just so clunky and weird. And I ended up not using it. I will say there are some die-hard lovers of this, but I also feel like there's more people hating this now simply because it was a trend. I saw this in every single morning vlog, every single day, and I was like, I need the Nespresso. It's easy, you just pop a pod in, you put it in, and it goes right away. It's espresso. I like lattes, so I don't really drink black coffee. That's why I really wanted this. Within 6 months of getting this, it broke. I made the switch over to Caraway. Caraway is a non-toxic pan line or a bakeware line in general. I read so much about these. I've done so much research on them. This black coating to make them non-stick can come off on your food, and there's just, look into it. It's a bunch of stuff. But anyways, we ended up donating these.
At least she's making coffee at home and not spending like $7 on a coffee. Heavy on Ninja Creamy. It's not worth it. It's so wow. Agree, the Creamy is a pain. We used ours for like a month when we got it and haven't touched it since. Ninja Creamy was the worst purchase. It's just too much work. I would drive to get ice cream. Let me know in the comments if you have used Ninja Creamy. What is your feedback?
These are 3 baby things that I absolutely regret buying and what I would recommend you buy instead. Coming in strong with the My Breast Friend. I fucking hated this. It's big, it's bulky, it's just overall a pain in the ass. Instead, the Boppy is so much better. Not only does it serve the same purpose for breastfeeding, but I can use this for tummy time. I use it to prop him up when he's sitting. 10 out of 10, the Boppy over the My Breast Friend. A bassinet. It's pointless. They're not in it for that long, and it's a waste of space. Instead, get a pack and play. Not only does it double as an extra large laundry basket, but it can still be bedside, and it will last so much longer because it's so much bigger. Third, 7,000 spit rags. Instead, I would just stock up on bibs. It's like a spit rag that also goes around their neck. I ended up with a heavy drooler, so he is in a bib almost every single day.
The baby items market is crazy. I remember like 30 years ago when I was a baby, pretty much 90% of those things didn't exist. And actually, my parents were doing quite well raising me. But I do get that new mommies are a target group that can actually very easily be influenced by those big companies.
Today I'm going to be showing you things I regret buying for my reptiles. These are things that I thought were fine at first, but I would never buy again, just so you guys don't make the same mistake. First, we got the Reptile hammocks. Toes and claws can get stuck in the holes, which can lead to serious feet and toenail damage. They also just don't offer real support or enrichment, and natural climbing branches are way better. And they hold bacteria. It is impossible to get these things fully clean. So if you have a lizard, I do not recommend these. I have heard some controversial opinions about keeping these with snakes, so I'll definitely have to look into that more, but definitely a no-go for any type of gecko or lizard. Next is the old school stick-on temperature and humidity gauges. These are often inaccurate and only read surface temperatures. These things just suck, and a digital thermometer is way more accurate and likely to tell you the correct temperature. I saw these in the store the other day for like $15 when you can literally get a digital one on Amazon for like half that. And next and last is the metal feeding tongs. These are horrible for your reptile's teeth because if your lizard or gecko bites down on it, it can chip their teeth and damage their jaw. Silicone tipped or rubber tipped tongs are way more safer for your reptile. I highly recommend these rather than these. Just because something is marketed for reptiles does not mean that it's always safe.
Okay, I haven't raised any reptiles yet, but I do have a dog and I admit that I have bought some unnecessary things.
Do not buy a house early on in your career. As young people, we constantly get fed information about how important it is to get on the property ladder as early as possible, but nobody stops to think if this is actually a good idea. This advice tends to lead people to rush into buying their first home. They'll sign up for a mortgage, dependent on the current income they're earning and the current job that they have, without realizing what that actually does for them long term. If you are young and you are working, chances are you're not going to be doing the same thing in 20 years' time. If something drastic happens, like, I don't know, you lose your job to AI or something like that, all of a sudden, that liability is massive. You have no flexibility. If you're renting, however, you have that flexibility of, well, you can move somewhere else, you can move to a cheaper, flat. The recent Renters' Right Act in the UK is massive for flexibility, absolutely massive. So before you buy your first house, I would strongly encourage you to slow down and think about whether or not this is the best option for you. It's a lot of money to give up.
I have a video on people who regret buying their home, so if you want you can go and watch it. And let's see what people have to say about this in the comments. Worst thing I did was buying a house at 23. I have bought a house and happy to admit renting would have been a better financial decision. I talk about it a lot. And the creator replied, it takes a lot of honesty to admit that to yourself and openly. It's a huge decision nobody likes to think they got wrong. There is a real silent majority here. Why would anyone want to buy a house besides having a family? I would rather rent and be able to change apartments when I feel like it rather than be tied down.
What is a luxury item that you feel bad about buying, but you buy anyway? For me, it is like going out and getting coffee. I understand it is frivolous and a waste of money, but I like leaving my house, interacting with people, paying for the expensive coffee. It's like about the experience for me. And I know that I am not alone in this. I feel like we all have these purchases, like these things that feel really excessive, or like we can't like justify spending money on them, but we keep doing it because it brings us like pleasure or control or status or whatever. And I think it's really important to examine the guilt or the feelings we have around buying this thing. I think a lot of people feel bad when they buy something frivolous because they have internalized this idea that we always need to be optimizing our finances. And if we're not spending money on things that are inessential, that is a waste of money. You know, we always should be choosing the most rational option. And spending money on something for enjoyment or quality feels indulgent. And a lot of time, these purchases often will signal something about our identity or aspirations, about like who we're trying to be or how we're trying to feel.
That's an interesting topic. Let's see what people have to say about it. I love going to the movies and I go to the theater at least 3 times a month, which is quite expensive. Eating out on the weekends. I don't enjoy cooking, so the weekends for me are a time that I can just do things for me. Order some takeout or go out to eat and just not worry about it. Food delivery when I could actually go pick it up. House cleaners. I work from home yet travel 2 weeks per month and I cannot ever get to a deep clean. I'm good at light cleaning, just need help. I admit eating out is something that sometimes I feel bad about, and let me know in the comments which luxury item you feel bad doing but still doing it anyway.
There are 3 things that I regret purchasing in 2025. First up is the Le Bon Brosse hairbrush, the viral hairbrush that you've probably seen all around TikTok. For what you get, I do not think it's worth it. I've not really seen any real difference in my hair or my hair lasting between washes. Yes, it looks beautiful in my bathroom, but you can get boar hair bristle brushes for way cheaper. Next up, we have the Fleur body sprays. I got the vanilla smoke and the mango wood. I think I bought these a little bit on a whim. They don't actually have them in store in Singapore, so I had bought them online and kind of blindly bought them based on the scent profiles that I saw in Fragrantica, and they're just not really my vibe. They remind me a lot of the obsession that we used to have with the Victoria's Secret body sprays, and they're just a bit too sweet for my liking. I'm much more into my like woody and long-lasting scents, and these kind of only really last like 1 to 2 hours for me. Like, it's something I'd put on maybe after the gym, but don't expect any longevity from these. Lastly, these sunglasses, which did F all for my eyes. I remember wearing them when I was legitimately squinting. Don't get me wrong, they are cute, but not for $70 when they're absolutely impractical out in the sun.
Did you see the price of the hairbrush? $250 for a hairbrush.
Here are some things that I regret buying as a 24-year-old impulsive spender who is also very easily influenced. First up, I regret buying my AirPods Max. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them. I think they're great. Personally, they don't hurt my head at all, and the noise cancellation is amazing. However, I just didn't need them. I didn't need them, and they are very expensive. So I definitely regret spending that amount of money on them when I didn't need them. And why did I buy them, you ask? Well, I saw many TikToks about them and decided that I needed them. Perhaps a little bit of a controversial one. I regret buying my Stanley cup. She's pink, she's cute, she keeps my water cold, I love her. But at the end of the day, it is just a water bottle. I could have gone to Primark and bought one for £4. They did exactly the same thing. No one needs to spend £40+ on a water bottle. And I highly regret my choices.
A lot of people seem to be feeling the same in the comments. I bought a Stanley dupe in TK Maxx and donated it because it's literally useless for me as I drink sparkling water. But obviously bought it because of the hype. Literally me with the AirPod Max sold my Sonys to get them, and personally don't think they're better than those Sonys. When I want to buy something impulsively, I add it to my basket and leave it, come back to it, and half the time I don't actually want it anymore. That's actually a good advice. This video has reminded me I've got a Stanley flask in the cupboard that I have forgotten about. Think I'm in this boat with you. The next clip is about the Temu craze.
These are some things I regret buying. I fell into the Temu craze. Everyone was talking about it, so I went on there. I got this really cute dinner plate, and I was so excited to plate my dinner or have like people over and serve it on this beautiful plate. Who do they think is eating out of this bowl? This bowl is big enough for my tiny little dog. The picture made it look like it was actually like a serving size of 4 people. They catfished me so good that I just don't belong on Temu. Number 2, so this book, I actually bought it because someone was talking about it on TikTok and raving about how good it is. I love books, so I was like, maybe I should get into like spicy books, you know? And so I get it on Amazon. It's so big and thick and heavy, and it was like almost $30. I hated it. I really did read a lot of it. I really tried to like it. I just think the plot is so cheesy. The guy is so toxic and insecure. Some of the scenes are just like really weird. If anyone wants this, I'll ship it to you for free. Third thing that I regret buying is my Pilates teacher certification course. So it was like towards the end of COVID, and I was going through a breakup, and when I go through breakups, I need a huge distraction or like a new obsession. I was getting into Pilates at this time, and I thought it was a good idea to sign up for a $2,500 Pilates instructor certification course. I think this course was like 2 months long, and I had to go for 6 hours a day. After I like got certified, I did end up teaching private Pilates and having some clients, but I realized that I don't really like teaching as much as I like doing Pilates. Fourth thing I regret buying is anything from Shein. Literally everything I bought from them fell apart after like a couple washes. Now I try to stray away from anything that's made of too much synthetic fabrics, polyester, nylon. Now I only buy clothing that are made from natural fibers like wool, cashmere, silk, linen. I just try to buy better quality clothing because I know they're gonna last. What's great about cashmere is it's naturally antibacterial, so you don't have to wash it as much. Number 5, so this was a birthday gift to myself. I took myself to the Prada store and I bought myself this bag, but it got dirty so fast. Look, I tried to clean it and it looks like all wrinkled like a freaking dumpling now. I called around a bunch of professional bag cleaners and they said that nylon is the hardest thing, like specifically a Prada nylon bag is the hardest thing to clean. Water got on this leather strap, so it's all separated, and that's it.
Let me know what is the latest thing you bought from Temu or Shein.
Guys, I think everyone needs to learn from my mistake. So I bought a new car last year and I really want a new one. My car last year that I bought was 10 grand. It was a Nissan Juke. The Nissan Juke I bought last year was 10 grand, and this year it is now worth about 4 grand. So I've basically lost 6 grand in a year. On a car, and I really want a new one. But like, I'm so angry that I didn't just buy a better car last year. So I've now just lost 6 grand for no reason, and I really want a new car.
A car is a depreciating asset. If you buy a brand new car, the moment the car gets out of the store, its value drops massively. I think the next clip is a really good way on how to approach your purchases, so please pay attention to it.
We should all be super picky with our purchases because money is one of our most valuable resources, especially as consumers, and companies are just trying to exploit us and manipulate us into buying all these different products that either we don't need or are super low quality and are going to have to replace in a few years because we're not paying attention and we're just letting them do this. You should be really picky about the things that you're bringing into your home because all of those things add to clutter, whether it's physical or even mental. Just having that extra stuff lying around can really take up space in your brain. A company's job is to get us to buy things. They have billions of dollars that they spend on marketing and PR, but it is our job as consumers to think critically about this marketing that we're seeing and make informed, conscious decisions before buying something on an impulse or just because it's trending right now, if we know it's not going to actually last in the long run or it's no longer going to be in and we're going to stop wearing it and it's going to end up in a landfill. Read the labels on clothes before you buy them. Look at the fabric composition, the materials. If something is 100% acrylic, it's not worth spending your money on, especially if it's like $50, $75, $100, you should not be paying that much for plastic that after 1 or 2 washes, you know is not going to look good anymore. Instead, save your money and invest that towards something that's 100% cotton, 100% wool, 100% cashmere or satin, whatever it is, and stick to those natural fibers because those are going to be worth your money in the long run. You want to buy nice so you don't have to buy twice because this is actually going to save you so much money in the long run. Think about all the little purchases that you've made that you've just thrown out and how much money you could have saved instead, or use that to go on your dream vacation or fund a house or buy a car. There are so many better ways to use our money that's going to make a much bigger impact on our lives, or maybe even the lives of someone else if you choose to support a small business instead, or donate that money to charity, or do something else that's good with it. And if you're not doing it for anyone else, just do it for yourself. Like, you deserve to have nice things. You deserve to be picky about the things that you bring into your life. It makes such a big difference, I promise you. So before you make that purchase, just stop and think if it really is something that belongs in your house, because you deserve the best.
I agree 100% with what she said. We save our time, so every time you buy something, you pay with your lifetime. The last clip for today will explain the difference between how rich and not rich people think about buying things.
Rich people and not rich people think way differently about like buying things. So just for context, I was 19 years old and I used to work for a guy who was worth probably 50 million bucks. He had Lamborghinis, Ferraris, G-Wagons, Rolls Royces, all the cars you can think of. But anyway, he respected me so much more for driving a beater. At the time, I drove a car that was probably a 1993 Corolla, I want to say. And then I had a 2003 Honda Accord. And I was making enough money to afford a $500, $600, $700 car payment. But I didn't have one. Because that's not the goal. The goal is not to be 21 years old having a $600 car payment. The goal is to be 35 years old and have whatever car I want and it not even matter. So he respected me way more for having a beater. And he told me this so many times. He's like, dude, if you were to buy a car, I would tell you how stupid you are. But the fact that you have that car makes me respect you and makes me know that you are really in this for the right reasons and not just trying to look rich. But everybody else who's young and who wants to look cool and thinks they're going to impress people, buy the car and buy the things. But the truth is, you only impress the people without money. Because the people with money know that you're faking it and know what real wealth is and know that you're not at their level. So if you are actually wanting to be successful in your life, stop playing at this bottom level. Like, stop buying the stupid stuff that you know you shouldn't and just stack, stack, and stack. Live below your means so freaking long until it doesn't even matter what you buy because it's not a drop in the bucket of your bank account. So hopefully that helps.
So guys, be cautious with your money, be picky about the things you buy, and remember, you're buying with your time. So that's all I've got for today for you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this episode useful, please leave it a like and subscribe for more. The algorithm thinks you like this video as well. See you in the next one.